Hi everyone, Paul here from Intro to Outro Video Productions with another cafe catch-up today with Peter Moxom. Peter worked for Pixar for many years and he's an expert in the animation industry. He has a lot of knowledge and I'm hoping he'll share that with us today. Really looking forward to interviewing Peter at his favourite cafe, the Anonymous Cafe at Blackheath in the beautiful Blue Mountains. Peter, welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you here at the cafe, your favourite cafe.
Yeah, Anonymous up in Blackheath.
Now, Peter, you worked for Disney and Pixar for many years.
Yeah, I left there about a year ago. I was working for Pixar's RenderMan team, which is the technology they use to render the images. So if you're doing computer animation, you see the wireframe on screen, and what you deliver to the final frames is what's called a rendered image. And the RenderMan technology, I was working with those guys in sales and marketing on a global basis. I think the misconception people go is, oh, you work at Pixar, you must be an animator. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm a sales guy, really. But I'm a technical sales guy.
Okay.
So, you know, I understand the technology and I can explain it and help you out. Those sorts of things. But, you know, there's this misconception about everyone who works in an animation company must be an animator. And realistically, it's probably less than 10% of employees are actually animators. And before that, I was working for Autodesk, so the developers of 3D Studio Max and Maya and AutoCAD. And I was working for their media entertainment division, based out of Singapore. So I lived up there for many years. And and I've been in the animation industry for about 30 years.
Wow. Let's say, for example, since Toy Story came out, which was the full, first full animated movie. Through Pixar Studios or Disney?
It was through Pixar and published by and released through Disney.
So since that time, that was 1995, there must have been huge changes in the industry.
Yeah, you know, we used to do some great comparative slides between, you know, Toy Story, Toy Story 2 and then Toy Story 3, and sort of what changed in that way, along the way. And people say, oh, why was Toy Story the first film? And it's like, well, actually the technology drove what could be done. And so all of the renderer, which was RenderMan, it still is RenderMan, but the renderer could do really good looking plastics.
Oh, okay.
And so toys being plastic were a natural thing.
Of course,
So, you know, and as the films progressed, so did the technology. When I first saw Toy Story, and I'd been in the animation game at that stage already, you know, probably 10 years, and it was, I walked into the movie, I had no expectations, I was obviously excited to see it, and we sat down and watched it, and I came out, and then suddenly my brain said, oh wow, that was an animated movie. And it was because the story was so engaging.
Exactly.
And I think that's one of the things that obviously Pixar has, is the storytelling is just so refined and so honed. It takes 5 years to make a film with Pixar.
A lot of movies and I don't know so much animation, but there's a lot of lack of narration these days. It's a lot of action and special effects. But if you haven't got the story with it, you just sort of walk out feeling empty, don't you?
Yeah, there was a classic gag on back in before Toy Story was released, actually, on the Pixar website, because they were selling their technology back then before the films came out. And there was it was just when Jurassic Park came out, and it got panned for its story being, you know, a little incredible, but the story was a little lackluster. according to the guys at Pixar. It was quickly cooled down, but it was Rex from Toy Story with his big foot stomping down and just said, "Story matters." Whereas the slogan for Jurassic Park was "Size matters." The foot of the T-Rex, and that always stuck with me as the importance of story.
Absolutely. Even like I deal with educational videos. You know, the story is important as well. No matter how small the video, there has to be some sort of story within it to create that interest.
Yeah, well before I was working for the big corporates, I was actually teaching at TAFE. And so I was teaching computer animation and computer graphics at TAFE for about 7 years.
That's fantastic. You know, that's my background as well. So many years in TAFE. So
and absolutely loved it. And I love the teaching people about not only the techniques and things, but the history and how we got to where we are now.
Yeah.
You know, it's an incredible journey.
It is.
It's a short journey.
Yeah. Yeah. And the technology now has just changed so much, as we said.
Yeah.
So how do you see like the next 5 years in the animation area?
I don't know how we see the next 5 minutes.
Right. Pretty much.
The next 5 years, obviously we're moving into this whole virtual reality world. Augmented reality, I think, is probably more important than virtual reality. That's where we're placing, computer graphics objects in real-world environments. And then all of those things require changes in the technology to make it happen. Things like HDRI lighting.
Can you explain that for newbies?
Yeah, high dynamic range lighting, where we actually would snap multiple exposures of a scene in 360. Typically, 6 or 7 exposures at different bracketing stops. So dark to light file, HDRI file, and that then allows us to use the lighting from that set of photographs as an illumination model for our computer graphics. So we can use these HDRI images in things like the Unreal Engine or from Epic or other game engines, or also in our Unity, of course, Unity. And then, in things like Maya and Blender and 3D Max and Cinema 4D, all those 3D applications allow us to use HDRI as lighting models. So instead of the traditional way where you go in and place lights in a scene, and at Pixar in Toy Story, often there'd be over 100 lights on a character or in the scene to illuminate it. Now we can do that with a single light and a couple of additional spotlights or lights in post, and it makes a world of difference. We don't necessarily use the image as a background plate. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. In visual effects we certainly do, but then we're using very high resolution cameras and we're using all those sorts of things. So,
It's interesting with VR itself, the whole lighting is different. So on a traditional video shoot, you have all the lighting set up for that scene, but on virtual reality, you see everything. It's a lot of natural lighting or hidden lighting. You may have a light projecting light through a window as if it's the sunlight, and you've got to hide everything. I wonder if HDRI lighting can be used in VR.
Almost definitely, in virtual reality, yes. Especially when you're throwing CG elements in there, because what you want to do is you want the CG element to look realistic.
Yeah, of course.
So in augmented reality, for example, if I'm sitting here with my hand and I've got an elephant walking across it, I want the lighting, the way it's falling, where the shadows are falling here in this environment, to be mimicked in that. The only way to do that is to replicate the lighting from here. To build that lighting model in a computer without doing HDRI, I'd need to say, okay, there's a light bulb there, and a light bulb there, and there's a reflective surface here, and we've got reflection coming off this plane or whatever it may be. It's a lot of work. Whereas HDRI, yes, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot easier because it is the actual lighting model. And so the elephant would cast shadows exactly where they would in the real world.
Okay, that's what they use. So we were talking about Toy Story. It was the first fully computer animated movie.
Yeah, first 3D animation.
3D animated movie.
Yes.
And before that was all hand drawn.
Well,
Okay.
no, it's actually interesting because there were times where they would have computer-generated imagery as part of the films that people didn't realise was computer-generated a lot of the time. I mean, the thing that got me interested in computer graphics was a film from 1982, which was Tron. Although a lot of it was hand-drawn, but things like the light cycles and those sorts of things were all computer-generated. And they were massive teams on very expensive equipment,
Oh, I can imagine.
generating frames that took days to render per frame.
Yeah.
So
Even on the Toy Story, when I went through like the, everyone that's involved is like 70 animators, and then like hundreds and maybe 1,000 people involved in those productions. And so getting back to, let's say for example with Disney, they came up with The Lion King, so they went back to hand-drawn, right?
Well, that was hand-drawn. I mean, Disney obviously had a long tradition of hand-drawn animation. They started to introduce computer graphics in things like the ballroom scene in Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was actually 3D with hand-drawn 2D over the top. And so all the panning and stuff was all done in 3D and render.
Interesting.
But the hand-drawn, they'd been using a digital ink and paint system. So it was hand-drawn, scanned in, and then digitally inked and painted, rather than the traditional hand ink and paint departments you have in the past. So computers were very influential in the 2D world for a very long time before 3D animation came along.
So are there any tools out there or websites that you could recommend that are simple and easy to use?
Lots of things. I mean, Flash animation is
Flash animation?
obviously from Adobe. It's now
So Flash
name.
itself,
For 3D, there's applications like Blender, which is a free open source, very powerful, used quite widely in actual production arenas. Obviously, Autodesk with Maya and 3 Studio Max. And
but going down a bit, like more simple.
Coming back to the 2D side of things, you're looking at things like Toon Boom. Toon Boom animation, which is a professional 2D animation. To integrate live backgrounds and things like that. Coming down, Digicel Flipbook, which is available on the iPad and the iPhone, as well as on desktop, Windows and Mac. Is a great resource for hand-drawn animation. You can scan, you can photograph, videotape yourselves, your hand-drawn images, and you just basically use it like a flipbook.
Peter, do you have any advice for those trying to break into the animation industry?
Oh, definitely. Really, you have to understand what it is you want to do in the animation industry. Do you want to be an animator? I mean, that's the sexy title. But are you better off being an effects animator, or if you're doing 2D, you're better off being an in-betweener, or are you better off doing ink and paint, or are you better off being a compositor? All those
lots of different areas.
There's so many different areas in the computer graphics field. Vitally important. Getting people who have that technical bent and understand things like Python and stuff like that to be able to code and drive autonomous animations and artificial intelligence and those sorts of things.
So there's more of the programming side than there's more of the creative side, would you say? And do they work together?
Oh, they definitely work together. So you look at this whole right brain, left brain scenario, and about in a production at Pixar, about half is art and half is technical. So
have to work together.
They have to work together.
So Peter, looking back at your career, what reflections do you have, and is there anything you would have done differently?
I may have done differently, listen to people a bit more at times.
Good advice for everybody.
continuous education is, I think, is really important for whatever level you're at. Don't be afraid to learn from other people.
Yeah.
You know, it's often better to listen than to speak.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
and you know, when you know you're going into a meeting and you know you're doing some presenting or whatever, but sit back and take feedback and take it on board, and don't feel like people are trying to attack you. They're trying to help.
Getting back to traditional animation, also called 2D and hand-drawn. Okay. So animators coming through the ranks today, should they start with that, or should they have a basis in that? Is that important?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, understanding the locomotion of a character and the weight and the presence and those things are so important.
Okay.
You know, the computer can only do what you tell it to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't necessarily interpret the body mass of an object or those sorts of things. And there's software that does smarts and things like that around that. But the understanding of traditional drawing, doing things like life drawing classes, really important.
At the end of the day, aren't a lot of the 3D animations now trying to replicate that sort of hand-drawn look as well?
Oh yeah, that's what we call NPR, or non-photorealistic rendering.
Okay.
So you get that 2D. Classic examples are things like The Simpsons. It was, you know, the recent Simpsons episode was live 3D, but rendered in 2D.
Okay.
That was a live performance using that new Adobe Animate that was behind the scenes, and there was a control panel, and Hank Azaria was doing the voice of Homer and pressing buttons to make the character do all these things in real time, motion capture on his face. But that was delivering a 2D result from a 3D technology.
Wow.
South Park, always, from the very start, was always done in 3D.
Okay.
And they just had this 2D flat rendering effect, or this look. You want to look at the extremes of that technology. Look at things like Paperman, the short film from Disney from a few years ago.
I've thought that up.
It's stunning, absolutely stunning, and it's all hand-drawn look, but all done in 3D.
Wow. So now, the whole thing about rendering from 3D to 2D, is that the look that they want? I mean, why?
Yeah, all these things are driven by the director. They're artistic choices. You know, you look at the realism as well. You know, pushing the realism of animation. You know, recent shorts like Piper from Pixar. Where it's a little bird on a beach. And the fact that this is animated, people don't believe you.
So do you have any other Pixar stories that you can tell us about? The best one.
I think my favourite thing is the campus itself.
Okay.
The campus, the building I moved into after finding Nemo. We moved into this amazing campus, and the Steve Jobs building, which was named after Steve after he passed. The main building was designed by Steve. It had it was originally designed to have only 2 bathrooms on the ground floor in the centre, and that was so people would come out of their offices and interact with other people. Thankfully, for occupation health and safety reasons, there's more than 2.
Okay, that's good.
They are still
all
set upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
And people come out and they mingle, and there's casual meeting places, and you have lunch with people from other departments. They have this thing called Pixar University, and I was, can I go to Pixar University? Sure, we do yoga classes and we do Photoshop classes.
All right.
It's not a university, it's just called that. But it has its own faculty to run the courses and do that. But you may be an animator, you may go and sit next to an accountant doing a Photoshop, retouching class. And so you're suddenly talking and communicating with people from other departments you wouldn't normally get to talk to. And that was the beauty of Pixar. It was like a university campus. And they share so much information outside. And that downtime is scheduled as part of work. So there may be a course or there may be a lecture in the studio that you want to go to. I said that the influence on me was Tron. I actually got to meet the original director of Tron.
So Peter, there's a lot of talk these days about stereoscopic imaging. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, stereoscopic's actually been around since the turn of the 19th century. You know, since photography, where we had the old Holmes viewers, where you put the card with the two images in it and view it, and you get this three-dimensional image. And the 3D was created because the camera had two lenses and would shoot a slightly different parallax from one image to the other. We still do that today with 3D imaging and stereo imaging, especially in virtual reality, because our VR goggles have two lenses and we see things in stereo. The cameras we use often will have multiple lenses, especially in the 360 rig. You look at things like the professional GoPro rigs, those sorts of things, the Facebook rigs now, Google have their own rigs. They all have multiple sets of lenses around it, so they're actually capturing dual lens. And so, you know, you may be capturing 16 cameras in the round, but it's actually 8 pairs.
One for each eye.
For each eye, that's right. That's where the stereoscopic comes in. In terms of post-processing and post-production on that stuff, oh man, it's a completely different ballgame. You know, because you're stitching, and you're stitching stereoscopic. Often you'll say, okay, I'm going to stitch all 16 cameras together to get a plate, and then I'll use the others to get my 3D point of focus. But we can also use that as a storytelling device as well. So we can use the depth, because we can dial the depth in post-production. We can say how deep that image is, or how close to the virtual window it is, and we can use it as a storytelling feature.
Look, it's fantastic meeting you here today. I mean, we've met before, but it's fantastic that you've come here today and shared your wealth of knowledge
Thank you.
at Anonymous, a cafe, and I'm sure a lot of people will get a lot out of this knowledge that you and this information that you've talked about today.
I appreciate the opportunity. It's always great fun to go back through the history books and share a bit about what, you know, where we came from in terms of computer graphics and those sorts of things. And, you know, if anyone wants to reach out and contact me, feel free. I'm happy to answer what I can. Obviously.
Thanks very much, Peter.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.